let's go for maturity value. So what do you mean by maturity value? So maturity value is the amount due and payable to the holder of a financial obligation as of the maturity date of the obligation. The term usually refers to the remaining principal balance on a loan or bond. So the formula for the maturity value is maturity value equals principal amount times 1 plus interest of rate raised to the power of n or the number of corresponding years. So this is our sample problem. Mr. M invested 100,000 in bank fixed deposit at ABC Bank. He pays 8.75% compounded annually. Calculate the maturity amount that Mr. M will get. So this is our solution. The P is the principal amount is 100,000. The interest of rate is 8.75%, and the number of corresponding years is 3 years. So maturity value is equals to 100,000 times 1 plus 8.75% raised to the power of 3. First step, we're gonna be adding 1 plus 8.75%. So 1 plus 8.75% is equals to 1.0875. So the 1.0875 will be multiplied to itself to get the product of 1.286138,672. So if you multiply this to itself 3 times, you will get the product of this. So the second step is you will be multiplying 100,000 to the product. That's how the final answer will be 128,613.8672, or it's gonna be round up to 128,613.87. So for the compound interest, it has a different formula. The formula is future value equals investment amount times 1 plus the interest rate raised to the power of n, which is the number of years. So we are to solve a problem, we are using the same problem in the simple interest. So future value equals $1,000 times 1 plus 0.1 raised to the power of 5. So first step, we are going to add the 1 plus 0.1. So 1 plus 0.1 is equals to 1.1. The 1.1 will be multiplied to itself 5 times. And the product is 1.61051. So the 1.61051 will be multiplied again to the investment amount. So $1,000 times 1.61051, the final answer is $1,610.51. Next is the future value. So what does future value means? Future value is the value of a current asset at a future date based on an assumed rate of growth. There are types of future value: the future value using simple interest and the future value using compounded annual interest. So let's go first from simple interest. So we've got a sample problem here. Annie invests $1,000 for 5 years with an interest rate of 10%. what would be its future value? So the formula for simple interest is future value equals investment amount times 1 plus interest rate times number of years. So the investment amount is $1,000. The interest rate is 10%. So move into two decimal places to become 0.1. And the n is equals to 5 years. So future value equals $1,000 times 1 plus 0.1 times 5. So first, we will be going to get the product of 0.1 times 5. So 0.1 times 5 equals 0.5. And let's go get the sum of 1 and 0.5. So 1 plus 0.5 equals 1.5. And so for the final step, you will be going to multiply the investment amount to the sum. $1,000 times 1.5 is equals to $1,500.
What is inflation rate? It is the percentage increase or decrease in prices during a specific period, usually a month or a year. So here is my problem. The average rate of inflation since 1970 is 3.87%. In 1970, a gallon of gas can be bought for $2.21. Has the cost of gas rising faster or slower than the rate of inflation? So we have inflation rate 0.0387 and purchasing power 0.25 and T for the given number. So here's the formula. Purchasing power, open parentheses, 1 plus inflation raised to the power of the given number T. Whilst we have 0.25 open parentheses 1.0387 raised to the power of 48. So we have to multiply this number 1.0387 to 48 itself times to 0.25 is equals to 1.55. Because the current price of $2.21 is greater than 1.55, the cost of gas has risen faster than the inflation rate. So that's all.
If your wage increases from $100,000 in 2013 to $125,000 in 2050, while the CPI went from 119.5 to 173.4 over that same time of period, are you better off, worse off, or same in 2050 than in 2013? So, we can transform our wage at 2030 in what will be the equivalent wage rate in purchasing power in 2050 using the prices. We have here wage of today, which is 2050, equivalent to wage of the past, which is 2013, multiply by the purchasing power of 2050 over the purchasing power of 2013. So wage of past. The wage of past here is $100,000. $100,000 is multiplied by the purchasing power of 2050, which is 173.4. 173.4 over the purchasing power of 2013, which is 119.5. 119.5. We have here, wait. Okay, so we have here the wage of today is $145,104 and 60 centavos. $145 and $104,000 and 60 centavos. So that is the wage of today. So, question here is, are you better off, worse off, or same in 2050 than in 2013? So it is worse off.
Compound interest formula in solving problem. So compound interest is the interest that is paid not only on the principal of a loan or deposit but also on the earned interest. So compound interest is an interest that is paid not only the principal of a loan or deposit but also on the earned interest. So the formula of the compound interest is A equals P times 1 plus R over N raised to NT. A is final amount of future value. P is the principal or original amount. R is an annual interest rate. N, number of period per time. T is a time per year. So I have one example here. Maria put 20,000 in saving account paying 8% annual interest compound monthly. At this rate, how much money will be in the account after 10 years? So the principal is 20,000. Rate, that is 8% or 8.08. Time is 10 years. N is a number of periods, so as you can see, compound monthly, so there are 12 months in a year, so in S12. And then we're looking for the amount of money on his account after 10 years, so we're going to find the future value. So now we're going to use a formula of compound interest. we have a principal 20,000 multiplied by 1 plus R, that is interest rate, that is 0.08 over number of period, that is 12 raised to 12 times years, that is 10. Then we are going to have 20,000 times 1 plus 0.08 divided by 12 is 0.006667. 12 times 10, that is 120. Let us write 20,000. 1 plus 0.006667, that is 1.006667 raised to 120. Then let us write 20,000. 1.006667 raised to 120, that is 2.219640235. Therefore, 20,000 multiplied by 2.21964035, that is 44,392.80 pesos. So the future value is 44,392.80 pesos. To find interest, interest equal future value minus principal. So the future value is 44,392.80 minus 20,000. So the interest after 10 years, 24,392.80. So that would be our answer.
How to use compound interest formula in solving word problems. So when we say compound interest, it is the addition of interest to the principal sum of a loan or deposit. So the formula in compound interest, that is A equals B times 1 plus R over N raised to NT, where A is the final amount or the future value, and then B is the principal or original amount, R is the annual interest rate, N is the number of periods per year, and then T is the time per year. So let's start and let's have an example. On example number 1, Maria puts 20,000 pesos in a savings account paying 8% annual interest compounded monthly. At this rate, how much money will be in the account after 10 years? So let us identify first the given. So the principal, that is 20,000 pesos. Then rate, that is 8% or 0.08. And then time, that is 10 years. And then N is the number of periods. So as you can see, Rn raised to N T. And we have principal as 20,000 multiplied by 1 plus R, that is the interest rate, that is 0.08 over number of periods, that is 12, raised to 12 times years, that is 10. Then we're going to have 20,000 times 1 plus 0.08 divided by 12, that is 0.006667. Then 12 times 10, that is 120. Then let us write 20,000. 1 plus 0.006667, that is 1.006667 raised to 120. Then let us write 20,000. 1.006667 raised to 120, that is 2.219640235. Therefore, 20,000 multiplied by 2.219640235, that is 44,392.80 pesos. So the future value is 44,392.80 pesos. So this will be our answer. What about the interest? So to find the interest equals future value minus principal. So the future value is 44,392.80 minus 20,000. So the interest after 10 years is 24,392.80. So this will be our answer.
So now let's proceed to effective rate. Effective rate is the simple interest rate that would yield the same amount after 1 year. So here is our sample scenario. What is the effective rate of 16% compounded quarterly? And now, here is our formula. Effective rate equals 1 plus the interest rate over times, like for example, the quarterly, semi-annually, then raised to the power of times minus 1. And let's convert it into numbers. Effective rate equals 1 plus 0.16 over 4 and raised to the power of 4 minus 1 equals 0.006. Then we need to times it to 100, and then here it goes, 0.6%. And that's how we get our effective rate. That's all. Thank you.